24 hours, man. Where did they go? 24 hours, man. I don't know. Just to repurpose some lyrics from Bob Seger, but how fast does a day go, Terry?
Yeah, it goes really fast.
I know you look forward to it, right? When you get the link from me, and I would get to spend a little bit of time with Rich today.
Yes. I do look forward to it. That's
I do too. It's a lot of fun, I think. We had a little bit of fun yesterday with our pick four. Unfortunately, we won, but fortunately won. But unfortunately, in that last leg, we had so many opportunities to make a lot of money because in our third leg, one of the horses scratched, so we ended up getting the favorite twice, so we got paid twice.
yes.
And if a couple of horses were going to pay, we could have gotten $2,400 or a $5,000 if the right one came in. But unfortunately, only paid $240. But when you consider that we invested approximately 2016, 36 and 96, so that's 102, like 142 or something like that. So where can you make $100 and have so much fun in an afternoon?
Oh, you can't. But that's the way it happens a lot of times. That favorite seems to win when you think that race is wide open. So, but our other horses were pretty darn close. I mean, the favorite didn't win it by all that much, maybe a length or so.
Well, what's funny is that for me, that outside of the first leg with the 3 to 5 that got beat the 5, I was going back and forth between the 3 or the 5 as my top choice, but every other race, the top choice that I had selected actually won.
Oh yeah, that's good. Well, my top choice won, I think once or twice. And I was glad that my top choice didn't win that first leg. I thought he was going to pass the 5, the 3 vault, and then he started going back and forth, wavering down, losing track of where he was supposed to go. And that's
maybe he didn't like the dirt coming up in his eyes, right? The wet mud smacking in his face. I wouldn't like that.
Probably, but I was glad because it paid a lot better. If that first leg had been vault, that would have paid a lot less on the pick four than it paid. So,
for sure. Well, let's get cracking with the news today, Terry. You know what's funny to me is that we talked about this before, and we said we're surprised it doesn't happen more often, right? Trainers, yes, messing up their horses, right? Well, it's not really trainers. There's other people that are involved in this stuff, right? So there are folks on the track that are supposed to make sure that the right horse gets into the right place. But here we have horse when 6 equals 9 and costs you $5,000 and a 15-day suspension. What do you think about that one, Terry?
Well, what I want to know is who hires the identifier? If that's the track, then wouldn't you think that he's responsible and the track then should be responsible and the trainer shouldn't actually get fined and get his suspension?
Well, that's what the trainer said, right? The trainer Justin Evans said he's had it with Albuquerque because they're understaffed and there are supposed to be people on the ground that make sure that mistake doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I think that's the track's responsibility. So I think they're kind of pushing that off on somebody else. Really, I don't agree with it at all.
The buck doesn't stop there.
I know when I had my company, I was responsible for everything that happened, no matter who did it, because those were all my employees. So if the track identifier is their employee, then they should be responsible, not the trainer.
Let's talk a little bit about some changes that are coming in Cali, Terry.
Hey, yeah.
There's a couple good changes, I think, in here. One, you have the board approved regulations over the use of formicide or something like that for certain races. Gave approval to regulations that prohibit the use of drug. I don't even want to say that one. Corticosteroid injections to fetlock joints within 30 days of a race and 10 times within 10 days of a workout. And watchandwager.com to distribute a certain amount of money in race day charity proceeds to 5 beneficiaries. But here's one that we're talking about down here. They're allowing next month the Medication Safety and Welfare Committee process of contemplating a regulation that would seek to penalize trainers for fatalities of horses in their care.
Yeah, and they're going to make it so that there won't be as many trainers anymore. They're going to stop trying to be a trainer because they're getting you just can't control all of that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just don't know. I mean, how are they going to decide whether it was the trainer's fault or not? You know, what are going to be the policy for that or the guidelines? So I think that's opening a big can of worms.
Yeah, it seems like California takes one step forward with the win, and you get the bigger purse, and they're drawing more horses to California. And finally they start to have some success. And the reality of the world, no matter what you do, I think there's an over encompassing thing anymore where everybody's willing to forego a lot of everything for safety, right? But there's no such thing in life, right? I think Benjamin Franklin said those who forego liberty for the sake of safety or something along those lines deserve neither. And I think at some point in time, we have to realize as human beings, there's risks associated with being alive, whether you get in a car or you eat too many cheeseburgers or, I remember when I was a kid, the guy who ran Runner magazine, the guy ran like 20 miles a day or some crazy amount of time. And there's a big expose about how this guy's in incredible shape. He's got such lean body mass. He only eats green beans. This guy's going to live, the first guy to live to 1,000. He was like 23 or 4 or 5, very young, out jogging and had a heart attack and died. So to me, it just seems to me life is filled with risk. And then other people can drive off a cliff drunk and stoned out of their mind and walk away with a scratch and the car is completely demolished. So life is filled with risks. Sometimes they work to your favor and sometimes they don't.
I agree with that totally. Yes.
And with the track, I do agree. I mean, to me, I understand holding people accountable, and I think people should be held accountable, right? Because when you don't have any expectations, you don't get any results.
Right.
However, when you start getting into some of these things that are a little bit subjective, now you're in a spot where you give bureaucrats power, and whenever bureaucrats have power, we have a little bit of trouble. Thank you, Tom and Tom Racing. We appreciate it. The good luck. Hopefully, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good, especially with our picks. What about you, Terry? What do you think?
Oh yeah, me too. I like being lucky, especially if it's some long shots coming in. So
well, that's why Terry likes to all those legs for sure, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Tom is on the grounds at Delaware today. So if you're out at Delaware Park, make sure you go over and shake Tom's hand and maybe make him buy you a beer.
All right. Good.
Right, Tom? All right, so let's talk a little bit now, Terry, about your best bet. How did it do yesterday?
Did fantastic yesterday. Number 5, my first pick, Confirmed Genius, won and paid $9.60.
$9.60.
Yeah, $4.40 and $3. My second pick, Glowing Star, ran second, paid $4 and $2.80. My third pick, Tis Gracie, ran third, paid $2.80. The $2 exacta paid $30.80, and the 50-cent trifecta paid $21.75.
So you had a good day there, right?
I did. I had a great day. So,
well, that's what the people should tune in for. Terry's best bet, right? And an occasional winner from the both of us, or on our hot dog, right? Yeah. So that's what we're hoping for. So, what do you got today for us, my friend?
Okay, today at Colonial Downs, the third race, I like number 8, Alluring Rumba. Has won 2 races in a row and is going for a hat trick. The distance is in her wheelhouse, and she is 1 for 1 at Colonial Downs. Number 6, Beach House, got scratched with my second pick. Number 2, Shikaka.
Yeah, we'll go with Shikaka.
Yeah. Has the highest speed rating at today's distance, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. She has a good trainer-jockey combination. So there you go.
There we go. All right. So we tried something a little bit new yesterday, Terry, and unfortunately, neither one of us, I think, had any luck with it.
No, I won the first leg, and then in the second leg, I ran third, and the third leg, I ran out completely.
Yeah, I didn't even, after I lost the first leg, I said, you know what, this makes, I hate losing to the point that if I lose something, I have a crazy phone call coming in. And the funny thing is my phone, because I listen to music while I'm getting ready, is connected to a little speaker my kids bought me for my birthday so I could listen to music. That's why it popped out there so loud. So anyway, enough with the unintended interruptions. So I hate to lose so much that when my first leg lost, I say, you know what, I didn't even look at the next 2.
Well,
unfortunately.
your third leg won the race. So
did it?
Yeah, second leg was like mine.
Yeah.
Ran out of the money, but your third leg won. So.
Did it pay anything?
No,
Well, probably not. It was 4 to 5
hard,
morning line.
Hard favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping that I could get through the first two and then get the lock. So look, maybe today, Terry, we'll be able to make it through. So our races, instead of going one track, we kind of went across the place. So I tried to line them up in terms of what their post time would be like so that you can do one and then the other. So for Terry, tell us who you got here.
Well, let's see. Parks race.
So Parks race 3, Alluring Rumble. I don't think that's Parks. I think that's Colonial Downs, right?
It is. Yeah, it's Colonial Downs, and it's Alluring Rumble. He finished first or second in the last 4 races, and then the next one is Indiana. You know, the 10th race at
Parks
was canceled. So I have Indiana Downs in place of that, which is the 5th race at Indiana Downs. And I used number 1 MALIBU MOIRA. And
whatever.
She's finished first or second in 5 out of the last 8 races. And then Parks, I went with the 9th race, and I have Server. She's has finished first or second in 8 out of the last 9 races.
So I must have misunderstood the way your sheet came into me, Terry. So why don't you rate what you have Colonial Downs race number 3, Alluring Rumble, and then the next race you have is at Indiana Grand, which is number 5, the 1 horse MALIBU MOIRA. That means Terry's going to win for sure because whenever I screw up the graphics, Terry always wins. And then in your last race, you have Parks race number 9, and the horse is Sevier. Is that right?
That's correct.
So, all right. So I thought that 9 was the number, the horse's number, not the number of the horse. But anyway, so make sure you check those numbers in the program, folks, so you have that right. For me, I know I'm pretty sure I have my numbers right. Finger Lakes race number 7, the 4, America's Justice. FanDuel race number 6, Totally Dovish, and they run in post time order. So it's like 304-ish for the Finger Lakes race, like 325-ish, I think, for the race in at FanDuel. And Indiana Grand is going to be like around 330. So you're going to have to really hustle between race number 6 at FanDuel and number 5 at Indiana Grand. So I have 4, 1, and 1. So that knocks out the 3P, the Place, Parlay, and Press that Terry and I are bringing to the table now. Hopefully, going forward, we'll be able to hit some of these. I want to. I actually played mine yesterday, and I was really kind of salty that it didn't win. I'll be playing it again today because I'm going to keep playing and see if I can't build up this bankroll.
And we both we don't look at each other's picks until right before these races. We both picked the 5th race at Indiana Downs. So, and the other thing is I thought was pretty interesting is they canceled the race at Parks, and they didn't get rid of it. They're going to do it on down the line, and they did it because of the rain yesterday and the way the turf is. But that also cancels the pick 5 and the pick 4, the late pick 4. And I would
good thing we didn't pick it.
Yeah, I would have thought that they would have done,
the first race.
Yeah, they still do it, just not use the 10th race. Go 8, 9, 11, and 12. But no, they didn't do that. So
well, that's surprising. All right, the most fun part of the show, Terry, and I got a feeling this one's going to be a little bit of a exercise today because some of these races are a little bit full. Yes. Let's go ahead and look at the Fly 4, as we call it. Let's pull that up. It's at Colonial Downs today for races 6, 7, 8, and 9. Is that right, Terry?
That's right.
All right. So I think we should start at the back end of the pack because to me that looks like where we have some agreement and we're probably going to use the least amount of our money. Wouldn't you agree?
I would.
All right. So let's go ahead and start with I have to find my picks, but let's go ahead and start. I think race number 8 is the one we're going to be the least deep on. What do you think?
Let me look here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the yeah.
All right. So let's start race number 8, Terry. Who do you like in race number 8?
I like number 6, Sell on Ellen. She won her last race at Colonial Downs at 5.5 furlongs on the turf, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starter. The trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days have been 2 for 2.
So number 6 in race number 8 is something I agree with you. I had it as my top pick, the 6 horse, the Sail on Ellen. It should be close to the pack. This is a 5 furlong on the outer turf course. 9 out of 10 winners have been labeled speed. Not a whole lot of wiring horses. So I would imagine that you're going to have a horse that's probably running second or third, somewhere in there, and then close out the show. So I think that Sail on Ellen will be right off the early leaders and does have some of the best late pace figures in the field. And also last race out ran a speed figure above par for this level, the only horse in the field to make that accomplishment. So, and the rest of this race, to me, the next 2 horses for me are basically one and the same, the 7 and the 1, because they both have a little bit of early speed. The 7 has actually got the fastest early pace figures in the field. And since 9 out of 10 of the winners were early speed, I feel like we should put Spin the Glass in there just in case we catch, like yesterday, a horse that can get to the front and hold off the favorite late.
Yeah, okay, I'll agree with that. Even though I didn't pick it as one of my horses, I'll agree with that.
All right. Any other horse you got here?
Well, I had number 1, Ghosting Kim, and you mentioned that one. Kim's coming from Churchill Down, where she ran 7th, but I watched the race, and she was wide in the turn, and she didn't do as bad as the race as it seemed. She did finish 7th, but I think she can rebound today. So
I did like the 1. Do you want to put the 1 in here, or do you want to kind of put it off to the side?
Let's put it off to the side for now.
Yeah, because I have a feeling we're going to be spending a lot of money. So I think race number 9 is the next one in terms of the least amount of horses that we have. I'm going to start with the 6 horse. That's Our Strong Vows. It's another horse that ran a last race speed figure above par. Trainers turning the horse around right away. Again, 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Well, this one's 5.5 furlongs on the outer turf. They don't run very many at this distance. But once again, I expect that speed might play a difference. This horse is not the fastest horse in the field, but in a short field should be mid-pack and has by far the best late pace figures in the field. So I think the 6, which is only like a 1 1/4 lengths away in its first 2 races from being undefeated. So I think we should start off with the 6 horse, Terry.
Yeah, and I agree. That was my top pick also. In addition, she has a jockey in the last 7 days that has won 4 out of 8 races. So that's pretty darn good. She also has the last race highest speed rating, and the best turf speed is the fastest among today's starters.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is I think it was a maiden claiming race, if I remember correctly, right? Yes, it is a maiden claimer. So these races are always wide open, Terry. I don't think we can just single one here.
No. So I like the second horse I like is number 1, Tidal Waters. She ran a good third the last time on turf at Pimlico, and she's improving every race. She has a very good trainer-jockey combination.
All right. I agree. The 1 horse, according to my analysis, and again, 5.5, I think speed will be there, is the second fastest horse out of the box. So I agree with you there. Now, my next pick on paper, in terms of my rankings, is the 4 horse, but I'm going to skip over the 4 horse, Terry, and I'm going to bring one in. The 8 horse is my Pharaoh Lady. This horse is also, and it hasn't run in a while, but the thing that's going on here is that the horse is, no, it did run last time, but it's been running at a mile. So this is the first time it's going to run at a sprint. So this is what I did wrong. And when you look at it's dropping from maiden special weight down to maiden claiming, I feel like the trainer last time out, John Ortiz, wasn't trying to win that last race because he pressed that horse out as fast as he could. The horse, I think, ran an opening quarter like 21 and change. I think he had his eyes on the next race, a shorter race like this one. And when Ortiz drops in class from a maiden special weight down to a maiden claimer, he's won 7 of 21. And just at the first time maiden claiming level, he's won 6 of 16. So I think that the 8 horse is going to flash a lot more speed. It's going to be near the front. And when you have those kind of numbers for the trainer, I think John Ortiz, the trainer, I mean, I can't speak for him, but I feel like he was targeting a short sprint to get that maiden victory. I feel like this is the race he might get it done.
our mindsets are very similar because I love that horse. He was my third pick.
All right.
And it shows a lot of early speed and now cuts back in distance. First time went to a sprint. And it has a good jockey. It's winning at 21% clip.
Okay, so my other one was the 4-horse. So we'll put that one off to the side if we have a little bit more money next time. But the one thing you can't ignore about that 4-horse is that trainer, Jason McCutcheon, has run 6 horses and 3 of them have won. So it's either been win or nothing.
Yep.
And I feel like this is a horse that could be on the lead. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. All right, so the next 2 races, Terry, I have no idea how many horses we're going to end up with. So let's just start at the top in race number 5. What's your top choice?
Okay, race number 6, you mean?
Race number 6, yes.
Yes,
we can go to 5 too and make it a pick 5, but go ahead.
Yeah, we could, huh? Number 3, Blood Proof. He drops in class today and has the highest last speed race figure, and he should improve at this shorter distance.
Well, the thing for me about the 3, I do have him as my third pick, so we're going to put him in there. But this is oops, wrong way. Hold on a second. This is for me, this is a 5 furlong race. It's a sprint on the outer turf. Again, it's really favored speed horses, and it's really favored inside horses. The 3 is definitely on the inside, but it's not a speed horse. It does have some of the best. Well, no, I'm sorry. It does have early speed. So I have that mixed up, I'm sorry, with another horse, the 9-horse. So I can't read my own handwriting. Should have been a doctor. So the 3 should be, I think, the second fastest out of the gate. And as you mentioned, is dropping, but also has the top pedigree. So I'm messing myself up a little bit here.
Yep.
My top choice is the 2. This horse has shown some of the fastest fractions out of any horse in this field. And last time out, it ran really quickly. And third time off a layoff, I feel like the horse improves here and has a chance to win.
Yeah, I like the 2 also as my third pick. Won his last race at Colonial Downs at today's distance, and the trainer's done really well in the last 14 days. He's went 50% in the money, and he's won 2 out of the 6 races that he's entered.
All right, and then, I know you got more. Go ahead. Just what's next?
Yeah, I like the number 9, Brody Cody. He ran
Brody Cody.
Yeah, he ran second against tougher horses in his last race. The trainer's wins 25% of the turf starts. And he has the best turf speed among today's turf. He likes this track and the distance.
Well, the thing is, he's a closer. He has the strongest late pace numbers in the field, and he's not going to be anywhere near the early pace, Terry. So I feel like if the speed wins this race, plus he's got an outside draw that they don't do as well as the inside draws do at 5 furlongs on the Colonial Downs outer turf course. I have him as my 4th pick. We'll put him in. I only want to put maybe one more in this spot because the next race I think is wide open too. Okay. For me, I'm going to put down. This is I don't know, between the 6 and the 4. I'm going to go with the 4-horse Cipriano. The horse has been off for more than a year. The workouts are, but when you look at the trainer Michelle Lovell, she doesn't bring many horses out. She's brought 15 to the track, and 6 of them have won. That's a heck of a win rate. So that tells me that Michelle is very good at getting horses ready to run. Cipriano, comes back and after a year off, and if it's ready to go, I think based upon its speed numbers prior to taking a break, shows any kind of improvement or runs at that same level, has a chance to steal this one at a price.
Yeah, I looked at that one too, and the problem for me was that it's been off for 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't feel like the workouts were all that great. I did like the trainer. She is doing really well. And the other thing is that it's really not to me, it's not a speed horse. It comes from mid-pack.
So you're vetoing me?
Well, no, not yet until I talk to you about the number 6. I love the number 6.
You love the number 6.
As my 4th pick. The trainer wins 23% of the time that he brings a beaten favorite back to run, and has an 87 buyer number, which is the best of the race. And I think he runs a little closer than the 4 to the front. And he just ran second, only beaten by 3 lengths. And he came into the stretch 4 wide. So,
all right. I had the 6th as my next pick. I had the 4 as my second pick. So this is a close one for me, Terry. We'll put your 6 in. And then I'll be mad at you if the 4 wins. But I won't give you any credit if he does it. If
we might still be able to put the 4 in there.
All right. Well, let's find out. Let's go off to the next leg. This is race number 7. So for me, I'm going to start with the 6 horse. Since we ended with the 6 horse, what the heck? Might as well start with the 6 horse. Strike Me Down, top pedigree in the field. Again, this is a 1.125 on the inner turf course. And when you look at this, it looks to me like the average winner is a stalker. It'll probably be 3rd, 4th, maybe 5th, somewhere in that range out of the gates, and then have a nice little late push to come home. So the 6 horse should be about that position, 3rd or 4th out of the gates. And then I feel like it has the late kick to run past the speed horses. And the late pace numbers are on par with the other closers. So I like the 6 horse in this spot on the top.
I love the 6 horse also. Is my top pick, but I think this is a 1.16, not a 1.125.
1.125, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he won his last race at Colonial Downs going 5.5 furlongs, and now he stretches out to the 1.16, where he has finished in the money 85% of the time, winning 14% of those races. He has a hot jockey of Kobe Hernandez, who in the last 7 days has finished in the money 7 out of 8 times, winning 2 of those and running second 4 times. So yeah, I really like that horse.
And what do you got next?
Number 2, Street Copper. He won his last race at Colonial Downs easily. He likes today's distance, finishing 57% of the time in the money, and he should improve at the longer distance.
All right, I agree with you on that one. The English B is I think one of the favorites. The 1 horse did have the top last race speed figure, is dropping $20,000 in purse money. Definitely has the back class, Terry, but there's one problem. He doesn't know how to win.
No.
Right? He does not know how to win. So he probably beats me if I don't play him, but I'm going to go with number 5, Angelus Warning, or whatever the last name is there. Can't read my own handwriting again. This is a longer race. Horse has by far the top late pace figures in the field. It's not going to be that far off the early pace either. So I expect the 5 should be maybe 2-3 lengths off the leader, maybe 4 at the most. And then just we'll have the turbo legs late as they come out of the turn and make that dash for the wire. I think the 5 horse Angelus, whatever, has a really good chance to run by him all late.
You know, we're thinking a lot alike today in most of the cases, because number 5 is my 3rd pick, Angelus Warrior. Yeah, Warrior. He just ran.
That's second. What I wrote down.
He just ran second at 7.5 furlongs and now going at 1.16 miles. And during his career, he's finished 56% of the time in the money, winning 19% of those. And I agree with the 1. I looked at the 1 and I kept saying, oh, they got it down as like 8-5 favorite. And I just kept thinking, I don't really like the 1, but I hate not getting it in there because it might just end up beating me.
So I would put him in there just as the safety, like the insurance, the insurance premium, right?
That's it.
For sure. I agree with you. Okay, so right now we have 16 times 3 is 48. So we have $48 spent. I mean, it's actually 96, but if you cut it in 2, right? So $46. So we could spend some money somewhere else, Terry. So for me, I think we should go to race number 9 because it's a maiden claiming. Anything could happen there. I don't want to get through the first 3 and then be stuck with only 3 horses in the back end. So I like the 4 there. Can we put the 4 in?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So we put the 4 in. So that puts us now at, let's see, 16 times 4 is 4, carry the 2.
64.
24, yes, $64. So we have, I think we could put maybe 1 more horse in. You want to go with the 1 in race number 8, or do you want to put the 4 in race number 6?
You really liked the 4 and 6 in the 6th race, didn't you?
I do, but I also feel like in the 7th, in the race 8, the 1 horse is a interesting play too, because I don't think there's much difference between it and the 7. And I do think that the 6 horse is going to be a prohibitive favorite in that race.
Yeah.
So if you beat the 6, that's when you're going to get the fat ticket. I mean, we got the 7, so it's between the 4 and the 4 in the first race or the 1 in the 8th race.
Well, the 1 in the 8th race is my second pick.
So you go there?
Yeah, I'd like to do that one.
Okay, so copy. Let's make sure we can do that, right?
Yeah.
So we have
16.
So 16 times 4 is what again? I wrote the 64. 64
Yeah.
times 3. Well, I know 64 times 3 is not going to be over 200. So 64 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 192 divided by 2 is
96.
$96 again, Terry. So there we have it. We can't put any other horse in. So if something scratches, you know where we would go with this stuff, right?
Yes.
So
something scratches, like in the 6th, we're going to use the 4.
Correct. So that's our ticket, our fly 4. Race number 6, we have the 2, the 3, the 6, and the 9. Race 7, the 1, 2, 5, 6. Race 8, the 1, 6, 7. Race 9, the 1, 4, 6, and 8. I think that looks like a good ticket to me, Terry. They always look good at the beginning, don't they?
They do, yeah. I get excited, and then when they run, I lose some of that excitement sometimes. So.
Sometimes, yeah. Well, I don't think we're going to lose that excitement today. So let's look to see how Terry and I did him individually in our hot dog pick 4. And as Terry told you yesterday, he's coming to love hot dog pick 4s because he doesn't have to spend all of his retirement money.
Well, that's
and
true.
He can still get a big winner.
Yeah, and you remember that race at Del Mar that they kind of canceled the race?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was another one of the pick 4s I was trying, because I had only bet $24 on that race, and I'd done all in the first leg. So, yeah, so I'm getting where I'm starting to do that more often now.
Well, there's our pick 4s. Both Terry and I today decided that we were not going to be cheap. Both of us spent our entire budget today, $20. We both basically agreed that the first 2 races are the most difficult. He had 4 in the first leg and 5 in the second leg. I have 5 in the first leg, 4 in the second leg. So Terry's goes 2, 3, 6, 9, and then race 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. We both singled 6 in race number 8. So that's the weak points in the armor.
Yes.
Race number 9, Terry has the 1 and the 6. We both agree on the 6 horse, but I put the 8 horse in off of that. I just feel like that trainer sprinted that horse out to the lead last time out with the idea of cutting a horse back to 6 furlongs or under, which is running 5.5 today. All right, Terry, that wraps up another good show. Hopefully tomorrow when we come back, we can talk about how we went ahead and hit our first of the 3P parlays, press parlays. Hopefully we can talk about, brag again a little bit about hitting another pick 4. Maybe this time we can both get it in the hot dog and in the fly 4. Anything else you think we should talk about before we go?
No, I think I've just about said all I can say today.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit as well needing some water. But make sure if you like what you saw today, and many people do, a lot of folks have been joining us on YouTube, a lot of subscribers. It's growing fast. We just started a month ago, so we're already well over 140 subscribers. Add yourself to the name. Click down there on that subscribe button and the bell, so when we get started, you get the notification. At the same time, make sure you follow us on Facebook or Twitter at Racing Radar. Got a lot of good stuff up on there that Terry and I don't talk about on the show. And also at Horse Racing Radar, you'll find contests for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This Saturday, we'll be doing another live contest where I'll be talking, and maybe I'll have Terry's company, about every single race. We'll break down the pace. We'll break down the track bias. We'll break down our opinions on every single horse in the field, and then make our picks. That's Saturday with the Travers at Saratoga. Another big weekend of racing out at the spa. Till we meet again, folks, in 23 hours and 30 minutes. As always, we hope that all your tickets are winners and that we'll see you in the winner's circle.
That's right.